Alright, welcome back to ZimDog. I have been playing a lot of these types of games. This game in particular is called Nimrods. It is available on Steam, and it is a game that falls into the category of like an action roguelike. I guess this one technically qualifies as a bullet hell as well, but this has sort of been my favorite one recently. But I've played so many different types of these games and I actually just love them. I think part of it is like what I have time for. I want to show you a little bit about this game. Now, there's a lot of things I haven't unlocked yet because you got to beat certain bosses to open up certain parts of the meta progression here. This is the guy where you actually purchase upgrades that you can then use or find or get during the run. And that's the thing about these games, right, is that you have a meta progression where you're unlocking stuff and then hopefully your runs are getting more and more powerful. But if you see these categories, obviously this particular action roguelike is going to be more of a run and gun type of game versus a lot of the ones I play are actually more of a fantasy type. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but this area here does show you different missions that you're working on. It actually gives you resources or currency when you win them. There's different things in this room and I haven't unlocked them yet, but one of the things is it allows you to choose which character you want to be running around as, and there are other characters coming. This game is still in early access. This again are more things that you can unlock that sort of is more of a meta progression, making you stronger overall. One of my favorite things about this, okay, that's a question mark. I had a game up there last time I played this. It must have gotten deleted with the update. One thing I like though, if you notice down here, so here's the gun that we've got and we can inspect it by pressing up and see what the different upgrades are on the gun. So where this gun comes from is this was a gun that I got on one of my runs, and in fact it's the most powerful gun in terms of power that I've ever gotten. It's got a power of 4,771. Whatever gun you put in this spot here, if you see the sort of droid looking thing that's right above the gun, that droid will follow you around in the run and will use that gun. I love how this thing is cleaning the floor, by the way. So anyway, when you get guns that you don't want to keep, you actually can just sell them right here, and that gives you more of the currency, which allows you again to what am I trying to say? That allows you to purchase new upgrades and stuff. So in the drop zone, it kind of, you can like look and see where you've been before. So what I'm going to do this time is, because I don't want this to be a super long run, so I'm going to try a really hard path that I know I probably won't survive very long. Oh, it's interesting. I've never been any farther than that. I'm going to start, we start right here, and I'm going to go north. After we get a little bit more powerful, I'm going to go north, and we're going to see. It's really tough up there, and so I think we'll die pretty quick, but at least then I can just show you like the basics of the game. All right, so there's a lot of guns that I haven't unlocked. You can kind of see by looking at the outline probably what type of gun they are. The most recent one I unlocked is the AK-47. It says it fires slightly faster than the pistol. It has longer range with penetrating bullets. Penetrating means it can go through one enemy and hit another one. And then it tells you the stats down there. So we'll try that since we've just unlocked it. We've got two different characters. She throws Molotov spikes as her special, and he does a dash as his special. Other than that, they're going to be pretty similar. And we're going to go deploy as him. And what I'd like to do is just sort of set up right here. One thing I like about this game is you can hit, like, I'm using a controller. So when I talk about controls, I'm talking about a controller, but mouse and keyboard works really good in this game as well. But you can hit Y, and that automatically, that quickly turns off your auto aim and auto fire, and then you can hit Y and turn it back on. For efficiency, there is some, obviously some reason why you might want to turn auto aim and fire off, because you might want to target a particular enemy, aim towards that enemy. But especially here in the beginning, it's kind of nice to just have it on. You can actually use your right stick or your mouse to aim in what direction you want to, and that will override the auto aim. But if you don't touch the right stick or your mouse, then it'll just auto aim however it auto aims firing. So all those things that have dropped on the ground, we're going to go ahead and start picking them up. Some of them are resources, but the blue stuff is actually how we level up. And as we level up, these things will drop from the sky. And those are the things that you actually just run into to choose your upgrades. So like so many of these games, as you level up, you're going to choose new upgrades. So let's run into this one. If you see the yellow stuff around it, that means it's like a major upgrade. What I like to do is hit L1, LT, or what, I don't know, again, I don't know what mouse keyboard control it would be, but whatever that is, so that I can actually look at the progression. Because if we don't have more than 2 things unlocked, which when you first start, you might just have 1 thing unlocked, but if you don't have more than 2, if I don't have more than 2, that means there's only so far I can go with that. So do I want to go with the helix barrel that leads to the helix ring barrel that leads to the ripper ring barrel? I do kind of like that. Or do I want to go with the enchanted bayonet? Now I've used this one a lot. It's got really good stats, and then by the 3rd time, it starts increasing your bullet damage when you've killed with the bayonet. And to kill with the bayonet, you're gonna actually hit the left trigger. This opens up a new ability for you, and you basically do a bayonet charge around you. So it's pretty cool. I actually like getting this on a gun that's going to end up being a gun that I put on the droid. It's nice for the droid to have this one as well. Turret placer is cool. I need to notice if there's a way for us to open up a higher level placer, because I like taking this. It's just ever since we didn't, you know, we only have 2 upgrades, I've tended to not take it. All right, let's just go with enchanted bayonet, I guess. Okay, so you see how these do not have the yellow around it. So this is going to, what I consider like not a major, it's just going to be something like passives basically. Bullet count, credit drop, magazine size, resource bonus, crit bonus, or knockout power. So we'll do quick fire trigger. It does, it's a negative on the bullet spread, but I like how we have bullet count, so it's less often having to reload. Seems like a pretty good one. We'll go ahead and get this one. Rate of fire, dodge skill, underbarrel recharge rate, which could be nice because I think didn't we take the ability recharge rate? Yeah, that could be nice. Maybe we'll take frost turbine one time. So I'm going to show you what the bayonet looks like. Okay, I'm going to hit left trigger here. It's very hard to see because it's only a slight range around us. So here it goes. Okay, hopefully you saw that. But that's that whole bayonet charge thing. All right, so jet stock, harness, weighted stock, or chevron charm. Now the nice thing about these is it actually just stacks. So to get it early like this would be pretty good. I think I will take it because it's going to get increased damage the more we kill stuff. So to get it again early in a run like this seems pretty strong. So even though we don't have a 3rd unlock, I'm going to take it. Our bullet damage will only go up the longer we're in this run, which probably won't be for too long, but it's still fun. All right, getting more penetration would be nice with the AK. Rate of fire dodge would be good. I think I'll go Outlaws Rifling. Ooh, that refill time, I mean that reload time was forever. Now I have to make the decision, when do we start going north into the harder territory? I think I'll do it soon because I just want to sort of introduce this. By the way, there are tons of unlocks and things on the map. That's part of why I'm doing this run, because if you end up playing this, you may not want to have like the different things that you can find on the map. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's pretty cool. I mean, I feel like there is a lot of exploration in this game, more so than most games that are like this. Okay, so we go helix barrel again, or we can go jet stock. Movement speed increase. This basically just lets us, and then we can go to napalm or turbine for crit bonus, or this does fire. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's do Jet, I guess. Until we get to that level 2, it doesn't like make that much of a difference, but if we can get a second one, then that's where it gets really good. Okay. If we don't move soon, we're gonna have the first boss come out while we're here. So let's start going upwards. Bullet count, bullet speed. I like bullet speed, movement speed, I think. I don't know, we're going north, which means there's not much movement up there. We're actually pretty slow. Maybe it'd be better off. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it though. All right, let's grab all this and let's head up here. Okay. Gonna be hard up here. We're already taking tons of damage. Okay, this was a terrible idea. I guess we came too early. Oh, I need to forget about my saber. Well, I said I wanted to be a short run. Like we're one mistake away from just being a goner here. Alright, we need something big here. We need something that takes us to level 2. So kind of unlucky. None of what we picked up was an upgrade to something we've already gotten. We'll take the explosive magazine here, but I think... Oof, that was close. Alright, let's see if we can get back down here. I feel like mistakes were made. Let's just stay in this general area a little longer. See if we can get a little stronger. It definitely feels like that northern section is intended for once you have unlocked a lot of the progression, or maybe once you've had just a really good run and gotten a super strong weapon or something. I'm not sure, but you notice we're not really gaining health back. It'd be nice to pick up some sort of health regeneration here. All right, we're starting to get some of the nasties. Magazine, resource, bullet, move, effect, crit, knockback. Alright, I'll do crit and knockback this time, I guess. I mean, it's just a long shot. Feels like our moments are numbered for sure. Need to remember to use our bayonet though, just because it's off cooldown at the moment. Alright, here's first boss. I like how this game does the bosses as well. Sort of, I think, on a timer or something, but they'll just kind of come out every once in a while. They get harder. Obviously, each one you get to gets a little harder than the last. And some of the special stuff in the meta progression is unlocked, like I showed you in the beginning, based on what's the farthest boss you've beaten. This guy is so easy. As long as we don't let something else kill us while he's slowly moving after us, then we're fine. Uh-oh. I could tell we were getting in trouble there. Okay, so let me show you the in-between levels and then we'll wrap this one up. This just tells you a little bit about how you did. And then you want to pick up the gun you just used. Now, I know this is not a very low-powered gun, but remember the best one we've had is 4771. Let's see what this one is. 2157. So not a very good run. You can tell by the power of the gun that we've got. But you can save guns. It looks like there's 4 spots. But again, when the last update happened, for some reason it destroyed one of the guns I had. So anyway, here's the game. This is Nimrods. Hope you've enjoyed this. Again, this is probably the game like this that I've been enjoying the most. What I like doing is my daughter and I especially will just like put a movie we've been wanting to watch or watch again on, and then we'll just take turns making runs on something like this. It's kind of just a fun, chill game experience for me, like if I don't have a lot of time. So I was gonna try a demo of a new one, and then there was another one that actually is on sale for like $4. That's the other thing about these, they're always so cheap, but I thought about picking up. But before I show you any new ones or whatever, I thought, you know what, let me do a video on this one, because I've put a lot of time in on this one, and it really has been one of my favorites ever, I think. And it certainly ranks up there pretty high. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.